Welcome to this edition of Hindsight is Horrifying, the show where three mostly normal and somewhat cynical adults discuss life as members of the TV generation. Now here are your hosts, Darth Jada, Jason Mitchell, and Adam B.
Hello, 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 people in internet land.
And wherever else you might be.
Exactly.
I got a peacock in my neck.
We're back.
We are back.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen, with a very special treat.
Oh, yes. You'll laugh, you'll cry, you won't kiss any money goodbye because it's free.
On Amazon Prime or YouTube or wherever the hell you find it.
We are watching, and this is actually not that significant because it's not the first MST3K movie we've done. We did Hobgoblins. Hobgoblins was an MST.
I did not know that.
Oh, yeah, because remember, I cheated. I made you guys watch Hobgoblins, and I watched the MST3K version.
Oh, you ass clown.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because I wasn't going to sit through that.
my
You
God.
enjoyed it.
Yeah. We are tonight.
I watched that movie.
Yes. You're one of the 5 people who've seen the actual on MST3K.
I might be 2 of the 5
yeah.
people that watched that movie. It's so terrible.
But tonight we're going further down the rabbit hole with another movie that was featured on Mystery Science Theater 3000, my all-time favorite show, and it is the South African science fiction action romance drama comedy, maybe some fantasy because somebody gets resurrected from the dead.
It makes literally
Was it
no
really
sense.
South African?
It was.
Okay.
I think it was, financed by South Africa. But we are doing Space Mutiny.
And hindsighters, you will note, if Jason can switch the camera, I don't have any notes on this movie, and I'll tell you why. Because I still don't know what it's about.
And if you wonder why I'm dressed like this is what the henchmen look like.
Right.
So they're going to throw me over a rail or burn me alive or shoot me with a laser before the end of this show.
Can I just say, watch, because we have it playing in the studio. And you guys, by the way, you can actually go on YouTube and watch the entire MST3K episode.
You can.
You must. It's hilarious.
You need to. You really need to.
It hurts your belly.
I cannot tell you how much I love Tom Servo. Tom Servo is my favorite. He's my favorite anything ever. His attitude. Kevin Murphy, the guy who
we love guys named Tom. I love Tom J, and you love Tom Servo.
Tom Servo. Yes.
Tom J, like if he even tweets something, I'm like, yes, Thomas. What? Like,
one critical difference though. Tom Servo is way sexier. Admit it. Look at that bod.
Disagree.
Look at those arms. Especially later in the episode when he gets all swole.
Have you seen the 6-pack on Tom Jane? My God.
You're literally debating whether or not a human being is more attractive than a puppet.
And you're losing.
And
She's losing.
You're losing.
Tom, I'll date an older man.
Not to diss Crow, because I love Crow also.
Oh, Crow's cool.
And for the MST3K fans that are out there, we're in the Mike era, specifically the Sci-Fi Channel era. Kevin Murphy as Crow and Bill Corbett. Kevin Murphy as Servo and Bill Corbett as Crow.
I know nothing about anything.
I know, but I'm just giving some context to the fans. This is after Trace and Frank left, and obviously Joel isn't there.
Now, is Joel still affiliated with MST3K, or did he sell the rights?
Joel, after he left, and Mike went from being, head writer to being the dynamic front man, Joel parted ways amicably. He came back. He did a guest spot, so it was friendly.
So he's kind of like the Jeff Anderson of the situation.
I assume.
Okay.
And Joel actually came back though because a few years ago Joel started a Kickstarter, brought MST3K back. It was on Netflix for 2 seasons before Netflix stupidly canceled the show, and now Joel is doing another Kickstarter. I've donated. I encourage everyone else to donate to it.
I guess we're spending money.
Yes, we are.
And
every little bit counts.
Now, I will say this. The price of getting your name and a credit went up. And I didn't do that this year, but actually there is an episode of the first season with my name in it.
Wait, it's a yearly donation? donation?
No. When they did the Kickstarter,
One time, get you in the credits.
okay.
you get your name in the credits of an episode.
What, $100?
I think that's what it was back then. I think but it has gone up. That
Inflation.
yeah, that's life.
Slapping his
But they will be back on the road. We're going to go see them again. And I have to ask you too, did any of the skits make any sense? Because you haven't seen any of the stuff leading up to it or afterwards.
Yeah, this one's going to wind up being a straight 5 for me simply because I've never seen it before. But no, nothing made sense.
Okay, yeah.
Once we got to the commentary, that's where I started laughing my freaking ass off. Because
Just as a little bit of perspective on this, when the show went to sci-fi, it was on Comedy Central for years. Sci-fi eventually said, we need to have an arc. We need to have something that happens throughout all the episodes.
Right.
And so what you're seeing in this episode is a piece of an arc. For most of the series, the skits had nothing to... There was no ongoing story.
so there's really no movie.
What do you mean?
Like, no, that's what I'm asking you. Like, is this really a movie that they're watching, or is it just skits
They
in between?
force them to watch the movie.
Yeah. The premise
their
is that
punishment.
the
Okay.
premise is that they're forced to go into the theater and watch bad movies.
And this woman holds them prisoner.
Yeah, Pearl Forrester, who is the... It's complicated. But this is going on.
Yeah.
But answered Jason's question. So, did either of us?
What? Understand the premise.
Yeah.
I don't see how you could.
Not with that. We don't know all the characters.
Yeah.
We just don't know them.
Yeah, I was laughing my ass off so hard that I kept texting Jason and Adam, both hindsighters. I was like, I have no idea what the movie's about.
You really got
I
to
don't know.
focus on it, but it does make a lot of sense, and the writing is great.
It is.
This is a movie that I've seen. I've seen this movie 100 times, and today I read the synopsis, and it's the first time I actually know what the hell's going on, just because somebody else said, "Oh, here's what's happening." I had no clue.
Let me read it off once.
The last Battlestar, Galactica, leads a ragtag fugitive fleet.
Well, there's actually a bit of a mystery surrounding this episode of MST3K, which is that at no point in time do they reference the fact that the special effects are just canned Battlestar Galactica special effects?
Done
John
by Bob.
Dykstra.
Yeah. No, it's literally just Battlestar. They bought clips of exterior shots from Battlestar Galactica and they use that in the movie. And they don't ever mention it. And it's a bit of a mystery as to why. They've never said why.
Not in the credits or anything.
This is how distracting this movie is. What's it called again? MST3K. Space what?
Mutiny.
Yes.
And I am going to stop being a henchman. You got enough footage of me being a henchman.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're fine. You can go back
Henchmen
to...
get killed, so
You know,
normal.
underneath every mask of a henchman is a human being. Is a person.
Isn't that deep?
With love and sadness and hope.
It is, because hindsighters, Darth Jader's been a little sad recently, so I think Mr. Brown actually chose this movie to make her happy.
Very much so. Yes.
I can tell you that this series is actually a series that when I've been depressed, I will literally just put a random episode on and just hang out with these characters.
It is so much fun.
It's great.
It's America's favorite Cowtown puppet show.
The synopsis,
Because it's from
hindsighters,
Minneapolis.
for you, because this was made in 1988.
Yes.
The greatest year ever. because-
Ever. Birth
That's
year.
weird. Yeah, that's what...
Hey, George Bush would agree with you.
Oh, yeah. That was his election year.
That was a
What
pretty
the
good year.
hell,
It was a
man?
pretty good year.
Anyway, so Mike and the bots learn the 80s were worse than they thought as they endure the putrid sci-fi epic Space Mutiny.
Putrid. That's the word I was looking for.
That's great. I like it. Because
Edited by, bounced between 3 editors to try to make it decent.
because seriously, the only entertaining part is when the bots and Mike are just trashing it. It's fantastic. And I'm assuming that's the point. So,
Well, that's
Yeah, well, that's what they
I mean,
do.
it's what we do on our podcast. So.
And I just Googled top 10 worst movies ever, and this one came up in the top 10. So
Yeah.
I said, let me use this, and then I discovered the MST3K, which gave it even additional life and legs.
I would be surprised if Hobgoblins wasn't in that list.
Hobgoblins was one of the best experiences of my life.
and there you go, Battlestar Galactica going backwards,
Oh my god,
backing up.
that's fantastic! And It's so funny that an image like that would be used in a trash-tastic movie like this, because one of the things that my dad remembers from going to the movies back when we could do that before COVID, he was like, the thing in Star Wars where that cruiser just goes above your head, that blew my mind.
I think you mean a Star Destroyer. Isn't that a cruiser? Cruisers are smaller.
You're right.
Cruiser.
Oh my God.
I messed up.
Continue.
No, I'm not gonna.
Keep embarrassing yourself.
Proceed with the cruiser. I like to go cruising on a Saturday night myself.
You love cruising in my Dodge. That's what you like to do. But yeah,
I heard it called that before.
The boys like it.
Yes.
But yeah, so we barely trashed the movie itself. We're just talking about the outside aspects. So this one guy, not this guy, who's the other guy who has the single Jerry curl over his forehead?
Well,
Yes.
You know who I'm talking about.
Oh, exactly. He's the gimp.
Oh
we
my
call him
God.
the gimp.
You've got a couple of just memorable characters.
Including ugly Julia Roberts.
Including
with
the
80s
outfit.
hair.
The outfit. Where does those legs end? I tell you.
In the Navy, did you guys have to wear outfits like that?
Yes, we
that
did.
that was?
Navy.
Yes. Well, look, it's so cute.
And it even says GAL. on the side.
Galactica. That's a Galactica shuttle right there.
Well, let's
God.
first of all let's talk about the real star of the movie, who is Cameron Mitchell.
Is that the
Cameron
guy from
Mitchell.
Santa Claus.
Futurama? Oh, Santa Claus. Okay.
No,
Yeah,
Cameron
Santa
Mitchell. Oh.
Cameron Mitchell, and this is one of those rare movies that was made this late in his career where he's actually standing up and walking around, because by this point he was
My
basically
elves are at the North Pole.
yeah, he was basically at this point just doing movies where he could sit down in a chair in his house and film everything.
Well, he died like 3 years after this, I think.
Yeah, it was not long after. He had a long and glorious career.
Oh my God,
in terrible
extraordinary.
movies.
Extraordinary career.
Is that? Oh yeah, we got aerobics instructors in space in this movie.
Yes.
My God.
Oh my God, it's so horrible.
And introducing whatever this Sissy Missy.
Cameron. Sissy can't.
Sissy Missy.
Well, she was dating. She's in the movie because she was dating, I think, Reb Brown.
Reb Brown.
Oh,
Oh, is
no
that
wonder Brigitte
right?
Nielsen
No
got
wonder they
famous.
seem to be so intimate with one another.
Reb Brown, who has, I think, literally on his resume says screams.
Yes, he's got the scream.
He screams. That's what he does. The man screams.
So like recorded screams, like what
I sent
they
you the
were
clip
using?
of in all his
every
movies.
movie.
Oh yeah. Sorry, when you said screams, I was thinking of the what's the scream from like Star Wars? When
Oh, the Wilhelm scream?
The Wilhelm
no, it's
scream.
not a famous or noteworthy scream. It's just a frequent scream.
Oh God.
Now, interesting thing about this movie is that no one, when it was finished, no one wanted to claim credit as having directed it. David Winters, and yes, I'm cheating. Because I'm old and I don't remember names.
We look stuff up on our
David Winters was the original director.
He wasn't any relation to Edgar Winters, was he?
I don't think so. He might have been Edgar Winters' untalented cousin.
Frankenstein.
David Winters, apparently at some point he had a close family or close relative who died, and he had to step away. And so a guy named Neil Sundstrom took over directing it, and they both essentially blame each other for how bad the movie is.
Oh my God.
And in fact, there was a third director whose name I don't remember. The scenes with and we'll describe them soon, the Valerians.
Yes, Valerians with a B.
That was all filmed afterward because the running time was too short. And so a third person, I don't even know who that was, because neither of these guys could be bothered to come back. He actually directed that, and they just crammed it in.
So
Was that like after production?
Yeah.
They put in the Valerians? Because it's funny how you could pull them out and you wouldn't even notice.
Yeah, nothing. They add nothing to the movie. Well, neither does anyone else.
I know.
Jason, I have a question. In that case, how is the director not allowed to come back? Like, is there a certain contracting?
He would have been allowed to come back. He didn't want to.
No. But how is he, just not doing that where he just says, no, I'm out? He goes full Christian Bale and goes, no.
Probably however the contract was didn't include anything about reshoots. That he was signed on to direct shooting the movie. He did it, and
He didn't reshoot.
And sometimes
our play.
people just leave.
Yeah.
Anything's possible in Hollywood.
Ian, no. Oh, God.
Now, that woman with the big brown hair, did you
Julia
see
Roberts.
where they made the joke where after she was killed, she was back on
She
the
came
bridge?
back 5 minutes later.
I know.
Here I am.
Yeah.
Bill Corbett, actually, this is one of his most memorable movies from doing MST, specifically because it's the only movie where they very obviously, pointedly kill somebody, and then she's just back.
Bring him right back.
Yeah.
And they don't
Yeah.
address it. It's just all there is to it.
And you know
She's
what?
back.
If it hadn't been for the MST3K, folks, I probably wouldn't even have noticed myself.
Yep.
I was
Well,
averting my
she
gaze most of the
she-
film.
She wasn't back for a long time. You just see her for a quick snap, and that's it.
She's back on the bridge doing her job
Yeah.
because she's dedicated.
Maybe,
Oh, my.
maybe she's...
Maybe she was the clone.
Maybe she's a clone.
Did you ever watch Quark as a kid?
The...
Richard Benjamin, he was
No.
he drove an intergalactic garbage truck. It only, as a kid, I thought
Like
it
you do.
lasted 4 or 5 seasons, but it only lasted 1 season. But there were 2 women, and it's like, which one's the clone? They'd always point to each other. But there were 2 twin. There were 2 twin sisters who was in it. It's called Quark. I almost used an episode for this. We'll have to.
I'll be
It's
damned.
great.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. This actually looks right up my alley.
You will love it. You will love
Fascinating.
Quark.
Okay, yeah.
But there's the
Is it
clone.
British?
No, it's American. Richard Benjamin.
Richard Benjamin,
You know,
yeah.
Richard Benjamin.
Yeah.
This is so freaking captivating. Hindsighters.
What
I'm
about
so
the little
sorry.
children and their toys?
The information is so scanty.
Now, one thing that I think anyone, because the person being resurrected, I agree, people might miss that. The thing I don't think anyone could miss is that fully 90% of the movie is filmed in a warehouse with big windows letting all the sunlight in.
Yeah.
And they're in space.
And they're in space.
Yes.
Now, here's the thing. The cinematographer actually had a brilliant, in my opinion, idea.
There's Santa Claus. Sorry.
Santa Claus.
And one of his elves, Sting.
So the cinematographer's
His
idea
elf from
was
Futurama.
that we'll film it in this warehouse. This is the location. We got to film it. He deliberately put a filter on it to give the light sort of an orange-red hue. And he
All right.
told the first director, put a line in the movie somewhere that just explains that this is part of the engine and that's light coming in from the engines. We'll be fine. So the second director
He forgot.
just forgot and didn't put the line in. And then when they sent the film to the lab, they did what labs do, and they color corrected it back to sunlight.
Like you do.
And so literally just by the time...
Oh, there's Darth Vader in the background.
No, but it's a babe, though.
Oh, she has a cape. Oh, you're right.
Yeah. Big hair.
It's she's like a sexy Benny Jesuit. For no one knows.
I do from Dune. of
Oh,
course.
okay. Huh. Two nerds versus one. It's a book.
I know it's a book.
It's also something on the
Just
beach.
because I have an
That's
English
true.
degree does not mean I've read everything and know every poet. I need
Okay.
you to calm
All
down.
right.
There are lots of them, of books and poets, so calm down.
I love the guy that looks like John Waters.
Yes.
Oh, God. I just love the guy with the Jerry curl. We've either skipped past.
It's hard. What's the plot of the movie? Darth?
I can't. I literally already said I have no.
Anyone
freaking-
take it.
I read the synopsis. It's just the bots. They make fun of it, and
All right, I'm going to give it a try.
Go.
It's a very large ship, apparently.
Yes.
And there's groups of people within the ship,
I'm Austin
divisions or
Powers.
departments. And in the very beginning, Reb Brown was going to fly a professor on board. But one of the subgroups, I guess they're like probably the security team.
The Enforcers.
The enforcers. They want to leave the ship. They've been on there for 13 generations, I think, a long time, and join a group of pirates in order to get a lot of booty.
I mean,
Or something.
sounds like a reasonable plan to me.
So they are trying to take over the ship to divert it to another location. But Reb Brown, who comes on, and he crashes only because the mutineers place bombs on certain power supplies, which the tractor beam goes bad and he crashes. But he beams out like a coward,
Yes, leaving the professor
to be
die.
burned alive.
Yes. Yeah.
And then it's just a fight between the good guys and the bad guys.
I just realized something, though. As you were saying that, something
movie's
occurred to me.
I hope it was something profound. I was trying my best.
Well, no.
No, it's not you. This
Reb
movie
Brown.
is just effing ridiculous. Yeah. Do the list of names.
Fridge large meat.
Before we take our break, we'll take our break after this.
Fridge large meat is, like you said, he's a pilot and he's flying the shuttle onto the generation ship that's going off to this new world.
God, he looks so insane.
And he's got the professor. Here's my question: Where did he come from? They're on
that was the hard part. I couldn't figure that out.
From Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah, I came from ABC. They fired
Now
me.
remember, he wasn't flying a shuttle. He was flying a Viper with the professor on it. The shuttle brought the Balerians, I think, didn't it?
There's
fucking hell, I don't even know.
Yeah.
There's Sheep Julia Roberts and the sheep guy from Futurama with the shorty shorts.
I love it every time they cut to her.
She looks like she's snarling. It's horrible.
Yes.
80s computers.
Well, isn't it amazing?
That's actually not bad.
But this is we live in the future now, so we know what the future will bring. It's 88, 98, 2008. What about 30 years, 35 years?
Yeah.
33 years, Mr. Brown.
Plus or minus. But it isn't.
No, exactly.
Isn't it amazing?
Goddamn much.
In the contemporary future, the future means just kind of gluing keyboards on the wall and then just putting regular cathode ray tube monitors, mounted.
Yeah, just glue them somewhere.
Glue them somewhere.
Well, my favorite part is when
What's his name?
Punt Speed Chunk.
Can I?
Yes.
I'm going to tick him off.
God.
Whenever
Jerry Curl Man.
There's
There
Jerry
it is.
Curl.
Oh my God.
He looks like he's always about to have a bowel movement. Or just had a bowel movement.
Is that Jerry Curl Man?
Yeah,
the
Jerry.
same
That is
guy?
Jerry Curl
Oh, okay.
Man.
No. This is Reb Brown.
No, that's
okay.
Red Brown,
Yeah.
but that's Jerry Curl Man, right?
Yeah.
Because he's
Okay.
got the curl.
So my favorite part, though, along those
bad.
lines, Adam, is when Butch Deadlift shows up on the ship and they scan his identity card. He just sticks it in a 5 1/4 inch drive.
Oh yes, they've all got floppy drives. They all got. They didn't even get to 3.5 inch in this one.
They didn't even have that.
Look at these nerdy, mature hindsighters.
Yes.
They're gonna get a bunch of books so they can dunk his books. Quick, pants him to death.
And what do they stick
In our
out?
space
Oh, his
suits.
cane. He's just going to drive the cane.
Oh yeah, no. This reminded me of not Sylvester Stallone, John Travolta, Uma Thurman when
Pulp Fiction?
Pulp Fiction when he drives the needle into her
Right.
heart. I was just like, oh my
Well,
God.
Quentin Tarantino said he based most of Pulp Fiction off of Space Mutiny.
makes
And
sense.
that is
it's
true.
really- yeah,
Hindsighters.
It's totally true.
We
Believe everything we
verified
say.
They're essentially the same movie. If you really, and in a lot of ways, Space Mutiny,
Goddamn ridiculous.
they did it better. I think they did it better. It's so awful.
I think we should take a break.
Yeah, we. Yes, let's take a break. We'll be back in about 1 second. And we're back.
No.
We were discussing pornography during the break.
Yes.
And
Proceed.
I actually had I had a
God help me.
I've got stacks of old hard drives. Because anytime I get rid of a computer, I take the hard drive
That was
out.
the most old man sentence I've ever heard.
I do.
in
I've
my
got.
life.
I've got.
Got stacks of hard
I literally
He's a
get-
collector.
Yeah, I mean, I have bits and pieces of hard drives, stuck to the office walls.
Go ahead, do your pep.
And so I was taking all these hard drives and I was archiving them and uploading them to an online service. It's years of drives, so I don't even know. It was like almost a petabyte of data.
Did you have pedophiles in it?
No.
Thank goodness. Okay.
No.
So to make sure.
Where's Christian when I need
No,
him?
Pete Townsend, I didn't.
I was just merely doing research.
I don't think he's doing
God.
research. Anyway,
Proceed,
so
sir.
I'm uploading all these files, and you have this massive archive. It takes weeks and weeks and weeks to upload all of this shit, and it finally does. And I went, there was a document I was looking for, and it had something to do with a receipt for tax purposes or whatever. And I remembered I had a file that was called cc.txt, credit card.txt. So I was on, I bet it's on one of those old So I search, and a million pictures of Cindy Crawford come up on the screen, and I went,
What is it about?
and I went, oh my God. And I looked at the directory it was in, and it was my old porn stash.
You found it?
I found it.
What is it?
Lucky bastard.
I have to ask.
Talk about a trip down memory lane.
I have to ask, what is it?
Her
about-
name was actually Memory Lane. Anyway,
Go ahead.
What
proceed.
is it about Cindy Crawford?
at the time.
Did she do porn?
No.
But
She was just a very beautiful woman.
I had classy pictures too.
Oh, so she was your pretty woman.
She was
She
one-
was your Julia Roberts.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
She had the little mole.
Yeah, the mole.
That's
Yeah.
beautiful.
What was it with the mole?
The beauty mark.
I don't. It's a beauty.
She
mark.
happened to have one. She could have
Is
had.
that attractive?
She could have had a ferret on
Yes.
her face, and it still would have been hot. It's not that the beauty mole
all-
made her attractive.
Yeah, I was about to say I don't have any of that, but she I mean, I'm not disagreeing. She is a beautiful woman, but like, God, what is it about Cindy Crawford?
She could have been one of those people, you know, like in the cartoons, like with the black eye, and she puts a beefsteak on her eye, you know, and it would have been, and she could have done a bikini, you know, Sports Illustrated shoot. And
It just had to do with her appearance and how much she had been marketed. You know, she's just very well marketed woman. She was a model.
She was
did a little
overplayed on
actress.
the radio. That's how I feel about it.
Well, yeah,
radio.
it's similar. No, but she's using like a song that's played over and over, and then you
Oh,
just
yeah.
naturally like it.
Yeah.
You saw Cindy Crawford over and over, and then she married Richard Gere until she learned about the hamster thing, and then she got rid of him.
hamsters, man.
Pretty woman.
No,
walking down
well, you
the
also have to
street.
remember there's sort of an age thing where it's like, okay, as a young man, and it's like,
Sophia Loren to certain generations.
still.
Yeah, beautiful lady.
Yeah. No, but I mean, it's sort of a generational thing where it's like you're playing with your GI Joes and you're making them fight, you know, and they're like throwing Legos at them, and then all of a sudden God flips a switch and you go,
See, oh my God,
No
help me.
more Joe, more Barbie. Barbie, rape
Like-
Joe.
For instance, I looked
Vice
up
versa.
Honey Child Rider.
Ursula,
She's not looking so good these days, gentlemen.
how old
unfortunately.
is she?
she's 85.
I was gonna look it up, but
She's
Mr.
85.
Brown knows.
Look, at 85, if you're looking anything like, you know, other than a tombstone, I mean, you're doing good.
Yeah, and like I just saw a tweet from, Thomas Jane today, and I was just like, okay, I'm tapping into that. That's fine. He's 51 and he still looks goddamn fine. Oh my god.
Tom Cruise still looks good. He's like 58.
Yeah, but he's
You mean,
crazy.
wait, what is Tom? I can never remember. What's his actual name?
Tom Maypother, Thomas
Tom
Cruise
Maypother.
Maypother. Because I met him.
Yes,
I had a
Mr.
beer
Brown
with him
is
before he was famous.
Hindsighters.
But
Hey, my celebrity crush, Jennifer Connelly, she's 50.
she's still
She's
stunning.
married to Vision from Marvel.
Yeah.
I don't know from Marvel. I know him. I know that he was one of the guys in Master and Commander. That's what.
that's
He
right.
was the.
Yeah.
He played a tennis player in a film too, if
Did
you
he?
remember. Yeah.
I could see that. He
I
looks like
pointed that out on
Kirsten
another.
Dunst's love interest.
Yep.
very
he-
tall compared to Kirsten Dunst.
The first time you saw him was probably in A Knight's Tale with.
Oh God!
Okay.
Sorry, you just reminded me of A Knight's Tale.
Calm down. Anyway, he's Vision, so he's the red guy from Marvel, the one with the diamond in his brain.
I literally don't know.
Whatever. Okay.
No.
It doesn't-
I'm not trying to be flippant. I'm just saying, like,
No, it's okay.
it's clicks and whistles to me. I know
All right.
Deadpool. I like Deadpool.
He's not in Deadpool.
No, I'm just saying I like Deadpool.
It doesn't matter. So there was a movie. Oh, there are other ladies. Oh, and there's the guy from Futurama.
Look, this is the only set other than the bridge set. But this one actually is kind of interesting because they put like the little mini golf course inside of the warehouse.
It's supposed to be like a greenhouse.
Yeah.
But it is a warehouse.
I know it's so.
Clearly.
Why did you have to put it there? You could have put it anywhere. But you still we got
And
the
there's
warehouse.
still light coming in through the windows even though they're in space.
And actually, that would have made that whole "it's from the engine" thing kind of not work. Because why would you put a greenhouse by your engines?
Exactly. So no, none of it works.
She reminds me of somebody, and I've never been
Any woman from the 80s ever?
No, she looks like another actress, and for the life of me, I've watched this movie a million times, and I cannot put my finger on it. If you know,
She looks like Dolly Parton a little bit.
you think?
Oh, okay. This scene, not to interrupt you, Jason, but this reminds me of Total Recall.
Yeah,
when they're in the bar and people are just dancing
with hula hoops.
Yeah.
Oh, because God.
Well, this is actually a lot like the 80s. They did actually kind of look like this.
Oh yeah.
Oh, and she's attracting him super. This was like seriously watching a documentary.
Itchy.
This was like watching an animal mating scene on a documentary where the woman's just like her skirt is way too high.
They make a joke like that. They say she's presenting.
Yeah.
Like a
I'll just
monkey.
give you my hindquarters and you can do what you want.
She's catching the eye of a bold big flank.
Like a mandrill.
Oh, you're missing it, gentlemen.
Like a mandrill.
Like a mandrill. She was flashing her bottom.
I mean, I remember in the 80s, it was all hula hoops and nipples and butts. That's the 80s.
Oh,
and camel toe.
thongs
And camel toe.
Oh, camel toe is not attractive from what I understand, though.
What?
Is it not?
Okay, let's move on.
Yeah, very quickly.
Anyway,
I'm just going to be quiet. Y'all say
we're not
something
going to
now.
discuss the merits of camel toe.
Well, the thing is, there's some nice camel toes in here, but there was one scene where they were capturing the other woman. It looked like she had a muskrat or something.
Yeah.
It's tucked in her pants.
Something's down there.
It was the 80s. Maybe she wasn't a shaver.
Possibly.
You never know.
Possibly. It might have been permed.
Wasn't that a thing of the 70s, though? Wasn't hair more popular?
Oh, big.
Volume.
Yes, a volumizer. She used a conditioner.
Bounce.
No.
Dippity-doo.
Behave. Bounce. Behave.
I hate my life so much right now.
You love it.
But he's wearing
I come here
He's wearing a
willingly.
wife beater, red brown.
Yeah, that's an issued. That's
John
part of the
McClane
uniform.
looked better
government
in
issued.
it.
Yeah.
And his drink's empty. What the hell?
because-
Look! Even in that scene, there's something down those pants.
Yeah.
She's got a cod piece on.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a cup. Maybe she's worried somebody's going to kick her.
Well, in case you gentlemen aren't aware, sometimes the clitoris is a little bit larger than what you two are apparently used to.
I've heard.
I've seen pictures.
Swing
make fun of it.
low, sweet chariot.
Well, how about this?
Like a roast beef sandwich.
Oh,
No.
That's a visual.
Hey, Darth. Hey, Darth. Hey,
No.
Darth. Hey, Darth. Hey, Darth. Beef curtains.
Yeah, that's when the carpet matches the curtains.
Well, we are making
What?
we are making a very insensitive assumption
We are.
that because we know nowadays you're not supposed to say he, she, they, it, whatever. Fucking,
You can't
I don't
assign
fucking
gender to
care.
people.
How do you know she's a human? It is a space movie.
Maybe she's like the mutant from Total Recall.
She's got like three. Okay, we have to talk about the vehicles.
Yes, we do. I believe they buff the floor.
The bowling.
It's very Austin Powers. It's just what's the Zamboni?
Yeah.
It's the Zamboni that they're driving around.
The Zambonis look better. Zambonis are like
You're
big
right.
old beasts. That's what they use at the bowling alley to buff the floor. Which, by the way,
That's
I heard
what they use at the ice rink to buff the ice.
I heard a very interesting story today. Speaking of bowling, a man's father died, and his father was cremated. True story. You can go look it up. The man had his father's ashes put into a bowling ball.
Okay. All right.
Man goes out to bowl.
Yes.
Bowls a perfect game.
Good.
Yeah.
Thank Christ he did, because can you imagine if you put your dad's ashes in a bowling ball and you just got gutters the whole time?
But like, was he?
How humiliating.
Was he spilling while the guy was bowling? Like,
I was
how
wondering
was he
that
in the
too.
bowling ball?
I don't know if he had them like mixed into the resin, or because that's what I thought, that he just like pouring
was he
gunpowder
made
into a
into
rifle.
the bowling ball, or was he poured into the bowling ball? These are very
He
important
was
questions.
mixed with the resin.
We may never know.
They stirred him up.
Oh my
We may
God.
never know.
My autistic brain does not know how to handle this now, Jason. Oh, for instance, speaking of dead people, you spent the night with my dead aunt. She's on top of the French piece at my
Oh, maybe
house.
that's who your dogs were barking at. But for
No, she wouldn't. She wouldn't bother dogs.
for those of you who haven't heard this story, which is all of humanity, I dog sat for Darth,
At Darth's house, yes.
and she has little. Well, not little. Watson's probably about
He weighs about 45 pounds.
45, and she has a horse.
A dinosaur.
Millie.
Yeah. And Watson, he would hop up on my lap.
He loved you
and
so hard.
He would go to sleep, and then poor Millie, the horse, would come over and would bend down, and Millie's eye would look at me, and I would shine the light and would go like this.
Yes.
Just like the dinosaur in Jurassic Park.
But at about 2:00 in the morning,
Because you fell asleep on the couch. You didn't sleep in the guest room, you weirdo.
no, I took a couple Benadryl because my allergies were acting up, and I was watching Top Gear, and I fell asleep sitting, watching TV. And about 2:00 in the morning, both of Darth's dogs.
Now, she's dead, right?
Yeah, she's dead.
Okay.
Yeah, she's dead.
Sure.
She's dead at this point, yes.
She's dead.
We're
She's
going
dead,
full Austin
Jim.
Powers
Yeah.
at this moment.
Both of Darth's dogs not only began barking, but began barking and hair going up and staring.
Yeah, they freaked out.
Staring directly behind me, which is a very unnerving way to wake up.
And Ginger is on your right. She's not behind you.
Okay.
So that's not what they were barking at.
Oh shit, that was Ginger?
No.
I made coffee with that.
Well,
Just
I'm
like
going to be
in
very
that movie.
dirty. I hope she
yeah.
tasted good.
She did.
Good.
A bit nutty.
A little nutty. All right, so back to the movie. They're the two protagonists, antagonists.
Yeah, this scene.
They walk into a very strange place. They're welcomed. And I'm waiting for this guy to club them and try to freeze them, but he's just a friendly old fellow.
I was going to do the monster mash.
Yes.
So, like, what we have to understand is what's happening to
I
these
don't
people
know.
who are frozen.
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know anything about this movie. This is so frustrating.
Not only do I not know, but I don't understand how this is a room that apparently anyone can walk into, but no one's found out about it
They're
yet.
not even frozen. They're plastic wrapped.
Theoretically.
No,
Did you
no, when
actually
you
stick
look
a
at them-
thermometer up their ass to see what temperature they are? They might be very
I'm
cold.
not weird like
I
you, Mr.
did.
Brown, so no. And I'm not weird like you, Jason.
I don't
so
use
no.
a thermometer.
Look, they're plastic wrapped. They're not frozen. And there's this creepy old guy who looks like he's from Game of Thrones, and he's just like...
But he's got some sports drink.
Yeah.
He's pouring
that's
some sports
futuristic.
drink. And his monitor's pointed the wrong way. His monitor's pointed like he's would be typing in the monitor.
There's so much wrong with this
so
movie.
much wrong with this fucking movie.
I
But
can
the
see why
MST3K, hindsighters, you just have to watch it. Space Mutiny, MST3K. You will laugh so hard.
But see,
will.
that's the thing about
Darth laughed.
about bad movies like this, and it's one of the things that the guys on MST3K were so good at was they would pick bad movies that had one quality, which is that the people were trying
So
very hard.
to be legitimate actors.
Like Sharknado and those movies, not interested. They're just boring.
No, even Tara Reid in Sharknado, when she gets her arm chewed off, spoiler alert, sorry, hindsighters, she's literally sitting there laughing while it's happening.
Right.
She's making fun of the movie. She's not even trying.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a mess.
If you watch a movie like Space Mutiny or Hobgoblins or Werewolf or Pod People or
The Pelican Brief. Sorry,
of course,
what's his face is reading the Pelican
Pelican Brief.
I have a question. Why is the robot suddenly Dolly Parton?
No, because Crow's decided he's a Balerian.
He did.
But he's not sure about it.
He looks like Dolly Parton if
that's
she was
what-
a robot. I don't understand this.
That's what's so great about it.
Oh my God.
And don't you just wish that Crow was a friend of yours? You can hang out with
Kind of.
Crow. He's so great.
Yeah, kind of. And meanwhile, we go back to the skit in the dungeon.
And this is actually a callback to a very old episode where, and I need to introduce you to a filmmaker named Coleman Francis.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Talk to me.
He made 3 movies. Red Zone Cuba,
Okay.
which is actually, that's a reference to Red Zone Cuba.
Okay.
A thrilling movie about the Bay of Pigs invasion, I think.
Was that one better than Strike Zone?
Oh, Red Zone Cuba?
Nothing's better than Strike Zone.
No.
There's some
no,
scenes in Strike Zone that are.
No. Coleman
Tap
Francis.
dancing elephant.
Let's be very clear. Coleman Francis is a guy who made Red Zone Cuba, Skydivers, and The Beast of Yucca Flats, and then was found dead in his car of a carbon monoxide overdose.
Oh Christ!
Okay, so Strike Zone is Ben-Hur.
Wow.
Yeah. But that's okay because he made 3 shitty movies, so we get to laugh at it.
Oh my God.
No.
That's so
And he's
sad.
in some of them too, and he's awful. He was the worst actor ever.
So I have a question as far as that goes. Were we just the best of the worst in Much Ado About Nothing?
Yes, and let's just leave it at that. We are big fish
Oh, I
in
see
a
what you're
little pond.
We weren't awful, were we?
Well, I'll put it to you this way: when we did Much Ado, I was both the best and the worst director on set.
You were not.
No, I was the best and the worst.
You had to do what you had to do, and you sent your main actors off to go do their thing.
Look, I knew you two guys would do it, and then everybody else would be present.
Well, as the 80-year-old, confirmed.
Yes.
Because Adam has a cougar hindsighters.
I'll take whatever fan I can get at this point, you know?
I mean,
God.
beggars can't be choosers.
That will never not crack me up.
But, acting, the performing arts, it's a crazy business. I think Reb Brown, he's 5 years off of, was it Uncommon Valor? It wasn't Uncommon. Was it Uncommon Valor?
He was a Soldier Story.
Gene Hackman, Tim Thomerson, it was just loaded with great actors. It was a really good movie. And then
Reb Brown, who is, of course, in this movie, Splint chest hair.
Chest hair. And then he's doing this.
Yeah.
My God.
I mean, it's a terrible industry.
And I got to tell a story. I'm in New York City. I'm there about
You can just say New York.
I'm in New York. Do you see how it just rolls off my back like a water off a duck?
He hasn't hit me yet, hindsighter, so that's good to know.
I'm in New York, maybe for 3 weeks. Backstage is still the source document for all in auditions, anything. And they had like an open house where you could come and you could meet a whole bunch of famous actors, directors, everything. And it was a panel discussion.
That's cool.
And then they had tables. So it was like an industry day. It was an industry day. So I'm brand new, bright-eyed, excited.
Bushy-tailed.
All of the above.
He's got his lollipop.
Yes. Networking as much as I can. But in the panel discussion, the general consensus from all these successful people to this group of hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of newcomers, if you can do anything else, and I mean anything else,
Pick a different fucking
do
industry.
it. Do it. And I just got here, please. But you begin to realize that they were right.
No,
Yeah.
and Dane
If you
Cook-
can do anything
Well,
else.
look at Cameron Mitchell.
Cameron Mitchell. Hundreds and hundreds
Yes.
of film, television, everything.
And he's a joke.
He's playing Santa Claus.
He is literally Red Letter Media
And-
have done I don't know how many episodes of Best of the Worst, specifically centered around Cameron Mitchell.
And Dane Cook said something similar. He was like, I would rather learn to be a brain surgeon as to redoing the whole process of becoming a damn comedian.
I could see that. I could see it.
Yeah, it's the toughest industry. It's the most popular industry. That's why it's the toughest.
I mean, okay. Go to Los Angeles. I think Steve Martin said this, that Los Angeles is a city populated by compelling almosts.
yeah.
And it's so
You can
perfectly
just say
apt.
LA.
No, you can't. Don't call it that.
That's Lower Alabama.
Yeah. But if you go to Los Angeles,
I'm gonna get a hit.
If you go to LA, the A in the OC, don't call it that. Thank you. And you go to a restaurant, the waiters and the waitresses are like Greek gods and
Yes.
goddesses. They're the most gorgeous people because they're all beautiful
Trying to
people
audition for movie roles.
who showed up in Los Angeles thinking, I'm gonna be an actress.
Well, and what's really different in Hollywood is that TV is the ticket right now. So, like, even Jeffrey Dean Morgan, so Negan on The Walking Dead, he's like, it's wonderful to be on television now because I can just stay at my home or stay where I am for a while and my family can come with me.
Yeah, a lot of people in the old days.
Movies aren't the ticket anymore.
In the old days, they hated doing TV because they had to work too much.
Well, and Mel Gibson.
You know?
I hate bringing up Mel Gibson, but when he did his
I'd do him.
when he did his Saturday Night Live intro speech, whatever you want to call it, he said, and this was back when he still had his Australian accent. He was like, "Yes, the thing about television, little work, very little, lot of work, very little reward. Movies, very little effort, lot of reward." And that's how you do that. And it's so
unless that movie is
unless it's Space
Mutiny.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of work, no reward.
Naked ladies, there you go.
Oh yeah, she's like naked.
Yeah,
You're welcome.
If you like naked women,
it's
and long
the
hair.
80s. Do a lot of coke and vote for Ronald Reagan. That's from Hobgoblins.
so true.
Yeah. No, you're totally correct. I mean, it's an amazingly. It's sort of like if you went to school to be a brain surgeon with the full understanding that only 1% of the people who graduated would get a job. Right. No one would do it.
No.
Nobody would do it.
That's why nobody in this room, minus maybe Mr. Brown, has a job that it's in their selected field of education.
Well, I'm a chemical and a nuclear engineer. By education, I'm working in healthcare IT.
Right.
Oh, okay, so I'm wrong.
Not even close.
Not even
ladies
close.
and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Not even close.
I got an education in English, and
You do speak a lot.
Yeah, that's true.
A little too much.
That's true, and it's mostly in English.
You gonna get smacked, Mr. Brown.
You spent 4 years to get a degree in the language you already speak.
John Mulaney.
I have a BFA in neo-feminist art, and what do? Nothing.
Yeah, I'm in
nothing in that.
With
you know?
English, I'm in logistics.
No, I mean my degree, my bachelor's degree in computer information systems. Well, I do actually do that.
Yeah, if
Yes,
you
you
had
do.
told me
You do
5
lots
years
of
ago.
computers.
And then I have a film degree.
Fleshlight.
Yes.
It's kind of a computer.
Stop it.
It's got electronics in it.
Everything's computer.
Hey, you've been here for like 5 minutes.
No!
No.
You would kick me. Yeah, that's right. No!
By the way, I followed up on when we were talking about the fleshlight on a previous episode.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
No, I'm glad you brought this up. You reminded me.
Speaking of fleshlights.
You know, you can actually, it is true, you can buy an alien fleshlight.
I was about to sign for help on this, but I don't know.
It's totally true. Yeah, it's
Which was
green.
hell
It's
are you to me?
green, and it looks kind of alien-y. And I'm just wondering who is the guy
Oh my gosh.
that's.
Anyway, before we get back to the movie, let's give Angel another shout out because he said he was having a good day today. So, buddy, we're very
And
happy
hell,
to hear
nice. We're glad.
that. Yep.
Take care,
Glad
everybody.
you're our
Hope,
fan.
hope
Stay with us.
life
Don't-
is treating you well. And
Yes, we care about you.
and hey, he's in Texas, right?
Yes.
So that's good because all the bad weather that's coming apparently is going to skip Texas.
Good.
Because
Yeah,
it's
'cause it's
scared of
suddenly like 50 degrees in
it's scared
Georgia.
of Texas. Doesn't want to have a fucking thing to do there. They'll
Don't mess with
yeah.
Texas.
fucking tornadoes.
Fuck around and find
By
out.
the way, you know, since we were talking about, I stopped doing the edibles, the legal ones,
CBD.
and you know, since then I have been having the most incredibly vivid dreams.
Okay.
Like last night, I had a dream about a storm. And I wish to God, it's one of those dreams that I wish somebody else could have experienced with me because I have never seen or experienced anything like the sound of the thunder, the sound of the wind. It was like Michael Bay directed my dream last night. Oh my God. And it went on. And
There
I
were
know,
explosions
Yeah, seriously.
everywhere.
Yeah. And there was a big transformer, you know.
And Shia LaBeouf showed up.
Well, I know. I wanted Megan Fox. I got Shia LaBeouf. What the fuck?
Oh, God. Okay, I'm sorry.
I wanted to mention that because it was literally vivid enough over the past week. I had a dream that I swear to God, it felt like it lasted 2 hours. It was like watching.
And they're really
a whole,
only like 5 or 8 minutes
I know.
maximum.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had
Yeah.
a dream and I was so upset because I dreamed
You were in it.
I was in it. Here it comes. Yes.
I dreamed that you quit the podcast.
Oh,
A
good luck.
nightmare.
Good
And I
luck
was-
with that.
A
I was
nightmare.
Yeah, I was upset about it. And I woke up and I was like, oh my God, do I have to text Adam? Like, what the hell is happening? And I was like, oh, wait.
It was
That was a dream. It's okay.
Yeah, but in the
Everything's
dream,
all right.
Tom Jane replaced you, so she was fine.
Yeah, suddenly she forgot my name.
Mel Gibson
Tom Jane
showed up and
replaced you.
just picked me up.
Mel Gibson replaced me.
That's right. And all they did was gush over Darth the whole thing. Darth, tell us another story.
Yeah, you're so interesting,
I don't
Darth.
talk
Tell us
that damn
more.
much. My God. You're so mean.
Tell me more about y'all.
You're so jealous. Que celoso, señor.
I gotta say one thing as a caveat to my previous story where the panel said do anything else if you can. I am still glad I devoted that 10 years in New York and Norfolk, Virginia.
You can say New York City if you really
Shut
want
up.
to.
I keep trying, but she shoots me down.
Shut up.
Because I met amazing people and I would not be here today if I had not pursued that.
They saved your life?
It saved my life.
And your
Acting
autistic
saved my
friends
life.
didn't start a theater company. So.
That's right.
Oh, good for you.
There he is.
Thank you.
Christian's gotta
Thank you,
show up.
Christian.
He's got to show up every once in a while.
Christian, who's someone who made good with his career.
Truly.
Yes,
Absolutely.
He's doing very well.
I haven't seen him in anything lately.
Oh, look, the Cylon base ships we're trying, AKA pirates. We're trying to take out the
Pirates.
Galactica.
Don't you remember? She's still
Naked
naked.
girl.
Still
Still
naked.
Same party.
Same party.
Same positions.
Just a naked girl. I think she's actually not there as a guest. I think they're just using her to hold the cups of cocaine.
Oh, Jerry Curl man just showed back up. And it's not even like a real Jerry Curl. It's a Jerry Curl on his head.
And he's about to be killed by Flint Ironstag.
Yes. Was this an 80s thing, gentlemen? Those like spiky shoulder pads?
Shoulder pads.
yeah.
Shoulder pads were
No, I know shoulder pads, but those were built
Yes.
underneath your clothing.
Yes.
But
Well,
like with everything where like the shoulder pads are actually sticking out like that.
There were
models
two
would wear
things.
that, yes.
There were two things in 80s science fiction that you always saw. One was metallic fabric, and the other was leotards.
Okay.
If you made a crappy 80s science fiction movie, you had to have metallic fabric and leotards because that's what we were all going to wear in the future.
Sure.
And
That's it.
We're all wearing-
I flipped a coin between henchmen, and I did have a metallic shirt that I was going to wear.
I thought you were going to say a leotard, and I was going to say you made the right
Nobody-
call.
I got rid of all my leotards.
No, we're cool.
I got rid of all those.
See, I agree with Jerry Seinfeld. We need to actually take a hint or a cue from these science fiction movies. Oh, there he is.
this
There's
outfit-
Ed Grimley.
Yeah.
The outfit, he's
behave.
got like
Oh, I must say.
I must say.
he's got like
so
armor
excited.
with no undercover. Like he had
If you met Pat
plastic armor.
Sajak, you would understand.
It's a fashion statement, sister. No, but we need to do like Jerry Seinfeld said, and as a civilization, as a human civilization, we just need to vote on a uniform.
And that's it, yeah.
And that's
I
it.
watched that episode
Yeah,
the other day.
yeah, and
Oh
that's
my God. Well done.
I would be totally okay with waking up every day
And just
putting
having the
on
same thing to wear.
my human clothes.
That would solve a lot of girl problems too, because and no offense, Jason, but I'm pretty sure Elaine buys a lot of your clothes.
All of them.
Yeah.
All of mine, too.
I've
Not
no-
Elaine, but my wife.
That's where the money's going.
I've noticed the I can't remember what the company's called, but the whale, and I know it's at the Avalon.
It's I don't know.
Fudgy.
It's Fudgy the whale.
Fudgies.
Yes, she buys his clothes at the
Carvel. All my clothes are made by Carvel.
No.
Yeah, I can actually eat this.
Those guys at Carvel really know what they're doing. But
My underwear is
lands
cookie
in.
puss.
No, that's.
And that's what's in your underwear.
But God, yeah, it would actually solve a lot of problems in girl world if we could have just a uniform to wear, because then it wouldn't be like, oh, that bitch is wearing the same dress that I'm wearing today. Like we would fight less. Everything would be fine.
But
Now-
the fashion world will never let that happen.
Now, Mr. Brown, since you were in the Navy, actually,
sir.
speaking of underwear, I saw this the other day
Bring it.
on a website called SierraHotel.net.
I don't want to see his underwear. Don't do this.
Well, I'm going to show you because we're going to get this for Christmas. Okay, I'm going to show the.
Oh, you're already planning on Christmas. Got it.
I wore tidy whities until not too long ago.
So the back of the underwear.
You're a
you'll
grown
notice
ass
it says,
man.
Oh,
It
let me
says-
see.
Beware of blast.
Beware
Yes.
of what?
Blast.
And the front says.
That's an aircraft carrier thing.
yeah.
I hate both of you so much.
The front, and I'll show that to the hindsighters before. And I'll let you.
As hindsighters, I will read it.
That's on the front of the underwear.
Push then pull a handle inside. Yes.
I hate you both.
No, you should heed all of those things, and you will be a very, 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 very. I don't know where I'm going with that, but you'll be something.
Easy tiger.
You'll be easy.
Tranquilo tigre.
A tiger.
I see that, and I would like to get those for myself.
Feliz.
But I realize that if I was an honest person, the front part would not be there, and just the beware of blast part would be.
I know.
Let's be honest.
Stand clear of handle. I will handle myself.
Oh, this is the part where he shoots her in the mouth with a laser.
You know what they stole that from?
That sounds like a drill.
A laser beam on their heads.
And then they give him the cloak over the clove oil to put on.
She's basically naked. Jerry Curlman shows back up.
But Jerry Curlman is having a crisis of conscience.
He is.
Oh, yes.
His Jerry curl is coming apart. Do y'all see this?
He's sweating. It's ruining. The Jerry curl is running down his face.
I didn't know until
What
this
is
movie.
happening? What is?
I didn't know until this movie that you could have Jerry curls on your forehead. I only have ever seen them.
Superman.
It's the
Superman
future.
did it.
Exactly. Yeah, it's the
Superman
future.
always had a little curl on
But
the front.
that, yeah, okay. You know what?
I believe
You're
it or
right.
not, when
You're
I had
right.
dark hair, I had one of those too. They used to kid me about it.
Aw.
He's Clark. They call me Clark Kent.
Damn. They didn't call
When
you
he wore his
Superman.
glasses and everything.
Of course not.
This girl was just being so rude by wearing the same outfit. That's why we need a universal outfit
Yes.
like Jerry Seinfeld
But we
said.
do need to make sure that if there is a universal uniform, that men get to pick it. Because we'll be wearing like muumuus.
Oh, okay. Really? Because then do you want the women wearing muumuus?
No. What I'm saying
it's
is
a
the
male
men get
uniform.
to pick it. We get to pick both of them.
Yes.
We'll have a muumuu. We put it on. In fact, I would actually wear a burqa.
But then the problem arises, like with yoga pants, gentlemen. So some women should be wearing yoga pants. Some women should not. So how would you break that down?
We'd have two separate uniforms.
Yes. Yeah.
So I feel like
Yoga pants and burqas.
if you don't belong in the yoga pants, you
You get a
belong in the
burqa.
burqa.
And on that bombshell, we are going to take a very quick 1 second break. We will be back. And we're back.
Once again.
Well, we're at a scene where the heroine is
If she could
seducing
be
her
called
guard.
Oh, yeah. She's got 4 barrels. He's only got 3.
Oh, she zipped herself all the way up. She was like, quit looking at my cleavage. I'm tired of
Maximum
that.
zippage.
She's playing hard to get.
Yeah,
But
I don't think you
meanwhile,
can play.
she's got the aerobics booty sticking out of the pants. My God.
Well, you just have to look back and think. Okay, 1988. As bad as it was trying to be an actor, can you imagine trying to be an actress?
I
know?
wouldn't know. I was too young.
Well,
You probably would have to sleep with the leading man to get the role.
Well, she was actually. Yeah. No, I mean it's sort of like who was it? Marina Sirtis, who played Counselor Troy on on TNG.
Yeah.
She is so. Like, she's actually been to conventions and talked about how thankful she is for Star Trek, that she, like, breaks down in tears because she would actually do roles. There was one she did, and I think it might have been one of the Death Wish movies, where basically she's on a mattress and she's naked. And they cut the camera, and she's, like, asking for a blanket. And the director's like, no, fuck you.
Well, you said the same thing about what's her face from
Labyrinth?
Total Recall.
Oh, Sharon Stone?
Yeah, where the director was like, yeah, she wouldn't let me, do certain stuff with her in Total Recall, but I got her back in Basic Instinct.
Yeah,
and,
Paul Verhoeven.
And
Yeah.
it's even like...
Well, he told her that just came out. I think like last week she was talking about, I think it was Basic Instinct, where they said you really need to fuck him because it'll help the movie.
Jesus Christ. Like,
Yeah.
and what's really sad is that it's happening to everybody. It's not just women. Like,
No,
Brendan
it's
Fraser got
yeah.
blacklisted for the same reason.
Yeah.
He was also accusing somebody of sexual, violation.
Yeah.
And, like,
Well, look at the kids. I mean, the Coreys, and
yeah, oh.
And interestingly, when I was struggling, I would have slept with anyone for a role, and no one was. I thought those days were gone. Boy, was I wrong.
Well, it's
They were just gone
it's
from me.
supply and demand. That's the issue. I had the supply, but there was no demand.
So true. So true.
Y'all are part of the problem. not part of this.
No,
That's why we have you here, to remind us that we are, in fact, a part of the problem.
I'm sorry, you were the third person to come on board, so why don't you just calm down?
Speaking of Brendan Fraser,
I did not come
there was
on board.
there was a lovely shout out to Brendan Fraser on an
You
episode.
invited me. Sorry.
I'm gonna kill mics in a second. Okay. All right, children. 1, 2, 3. Eyes on me.
Now he's showing power.
Oh God, they both want to kill me now. No, there was a lovely shout out to Brendan Fraser on an episode of Solar Opposites.
On the new
season, the one that just came out.
Oh, lovely. I haven't watched it yet.
Because Corvo has a little intro in the beginning. He has a little bit at the beginning.
Yeah, where
of
he
our episode.
changes it up just
and
a
he
little
says something
every
about
time.
Brendan Fraser, and he's like, he's a nice guy. You should give him a chance.
Good.
Good. I was so happy to hear that because he is a nice guy, and we should give him a chance.
We really should. He was
Come on the show, Brendan Fraser.
Please.
It'd be so cool to have Brendan Fraser on the show.
No, because one of the social media posts that I did, not that y'all saw it, it was
She's right.
a picture of Brendan Fraser looking at Rachel Weisz at the end of The Mummy.
Yeah.
And I was like, ladies, you all dream of Brendan Fraser looking at you the way that he looks at Rachel Weisz at the end of that
Yeah.
movie. You can't even argue with me. And some of you guys do too, so whatever.
Sorry, I love this skit where Tom Servo just put railings everywhere on the SOL.
That's because so many people got thrown over railings. That was a major bit in this movie, and it was good.
Railing kill. He has his railings, balustrades, and banisters catalog.
Balustrades.
But you know,
It's a very intelligent show.
It is.
It's a very intelligent show.
No, I haven't even heard balustrades in the longest
Yeah.
time, but I heard it from this movie, and I mean,
it's a very,
you got it from the movie.
Very, very witty show. So Brendan Fraser,
we like him.
Is there anything else we can say about this movie? Because
We haven't really been talking
from
about
this
it.
point on. It's just them fighting Calgon. Which
Take
we
me
can talk
away.
about that.
Yes.
They
Yeah.
literally named the character after a very popular bath
Silver
product.
pants and that
That
freaking it's a wife beater. It's not a tank top. I got told this on our Die Hard episode.
Let me
It's
ask
a
you,
wife beater.
What is the difference between a tank top and a wife beater?
There's not one.
They're the
If an
same
Italian wears a tank top,
thing. Okay.
it's a wife beater.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, because they beat their wives.
Okay,
All
yeah.
Italians do.
Well, Sicilians.
Yeah, they beat them even worse. They beat them with a
So
switch.
Sean Connery,
Right.
he wore wife beaters.
But he was Scottish, though. Now
Yes.
I'm so
See?
confused.
No,
See?
but he did not wear a wife beater. He wore a tank top.
That's true.
But he beat his wife.
Yes.
See?
That's called a conundrum.
Yes, it is. So the tank tops
It's the
are
sharper image bowls.
Yes.
When I was a kid,
Say it.
I wanted one of those so bad, and my parents would not get it for me.
Danger's got one in his room.
I love those things.
I have fun with it all the time.
Oh God.
Oh, by the way, did you ever see Barbarella?
Of course, I saw Barbarella.
He played the guy with the eagles, eagle or
Who
whatever.
played the guy with the Eagles?
Mr. Calgon.
Glenn
Take
Fry.
me away.
Yeah. Was it Glenn Fry or was it
No.
Neil Peart?
And now a song
Neil
about
Peart.
radio towers.
Yes.
Mr. Jerry Curls. I legitimately don't know his name.
But he's that guy with the Jerry curl. He's a famous African actor. That's
Yeah.
why when you said it was finance,
Afrikaan or African?
Afrikaan.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So he's from South Africa.
Yes.
Which,
yes.
and it's weird because it is known as a South African movie, but it was filmed in Los Angeles. Everything happened in L.A.
Just the money came
Whoa.
from apartheid, blood diamonds.
Yeah, that's how I impressed my Nigerian roommate in college, gentlemen. When she moved into my apartment, she was like, "Do you even know where Nigeria is?" And I said, "It's in northeast."
Europe.
I said, "It's in northeastern Africa." I feel ashamed because I couldn't tell you what it borders, but it's in northestern Africa.
And did
she
she
was
go?
like,
She was like, "Wow, that's so impressive."
she was actually surprised. Yeah,
And
she was impressed.
by the way, I'm trying to get my inheritance, and I need you to send me your bank account information.
No, Boomy, I'm sorry. Don't listen to these dummies or that dummy. No, I'd have gotten those emails though, where it's like a
Let's see how many
Nigerian
railing.
prince.
We're gonna have some railing deaths here. You got too many goons on a railing.
So,
he
gentlemen,
fell.
how do you want to die? Do you want to be thrown over a railing, eaten by a shark? Like, if you could choose how to die, how would you
Railing.
die?
Oh, railing.
Yeah, it's more dramatic. Yeah.
It's more dramatic than being eaten by a shark or any other option in the world.
No, if you've got to choose between a shark, which is a very lengthy amount of pain, versus the railing, which is
Depending on how the shark bites you. No?
Yeah, well, here's the thing, though. The railing, it's a very exciting, moment.
It's the Wilhelm scream.
And then it's splat. Versus the shark, and the shark, I feel, is going to make me feel it.
I don't know. Either way, you're going to feel it depending on how you fall. Because if you don't fall right, you're not going to die.
Fall right on your head.
Oh, I'm going head first, baby.
Yeah.
How do you know that? It depends on how you get thrown.
No, I do the Superman thing. I go straight down.
That's a belly laugh right there.
Yeah.
It was.
I mean, the shark, what am I going to do? Like, tell him to bite harder? I mean,
Two
come
guys
on,
just like, it was coordinated.
He's
They
all
just
spread
flipped
eagle.
over.
I know. Well, he fell down and almost hit Jerry Curl guy. He fell right behind the Jerry
If
Curl
Jerry
dude.
Curl
He's
guy
laying-
died, I'd be so pissed.
The guy's laying dead like when a kid, like, I'm dead now.
Meanwhile, Santa Claus and his elves are trying to solve the problem.
Ho, ho, no.
And oddly, all the monitors are just black and white, low
With
quality.
the scan lines going
Yes.
across them.
Jerry Curl guy now has a cane.
Jerry Curl, crisis of conscience.
Yeah, never try to hide in whatever is it, a lubricant drain ditch or something.
I think Jerry Curl guy is probably the inspiration for Kylo Ren.
Look, they're having what do
I
they call
hope
it?
so. Oh my God. That's
he's basically Kylo Ren.
you know,
Yeah, it's the same character.
set phasers to kill.
He's just like nobody notices he's killing
He's
everyone.
got a double barrel.
Quad barrel.
Quad barrel.
Quad.
More railing deaths. We've got that going on. Someone's on fire.
Climactic ending to. How does it end?
Space John McClane shoots everyone.
It ends very, very dramatically.
Tell us.
With it's Reb Brown, Dick Van Masterdyke. What is
Wait,
his
you
name?
mean
the guy from Futurama.
Thick McRunfast?
Thick McRunfast and Officer Calgon play chicken with the
On their bowling alley.
their bowling alley cleaners, and Reb Crinkle Dick
Blast hard cheese.
and Blast Hard Cheese turns it up to full power.
His name. Let me.
Blast hard cheese. It's on the list.
Yeah.
It's right above Buff Drink Lot.
Oh my God.
He jumps out and does a strategic roll, and it crashes into Calgon's, and oddly explodes as if they had like turpentine, like a gallon of
Well,
turpentine.
it was fueled by turpentine. They had just big tanks of turpentine.
Yeah, we're gonna put out the fire because things should explode.
Oh my God! I must say, I love
he's
that
dead, I must say.
Sajak.
Mohawk man.
Oh, and there was a scene when he had a
They
flamethrower.
just left the fire. They all just walked away
Well,
from
they
it.
couldn't
Oh my-
get through it. They couldn't get through it.
No, but like they're not trying to put it out. They're in space. Oh my God. Jesus.
Come on.
No, and that was the part I wanted to talk about. He had a flamethrower, and it was literally a propane tank he was holding on to. High tech, very futuristic.
Yes.
Almost like the one I have in my grill at home.
Jesus.
Oh, Calgon's hurt now, man. Calgon. Oh, cut to the Balerians, who are still in the Sharper Image showroom.
And
Yes.
sadly, not one of them performed in any other film again.
I don't think any
They
of
were
them
they
did.
were beamed into deep space.
Yeah.
Is that code for something?
Not really. I just kind of made it up. But
Another railing
Beamed
death.
me twice last night.
Quadruple beam me.
Mel Brooks reference.
Oh, I went for the gun
Oh,
with.
and I love the little like jaunty jump that we get
I'm
from
fighting you in silver pants.
that we get from Trunk Slam Chest.
Man, they must have had a random word generator to create all those names for Reb Brown. He was born in 48, so how old is he now?
72?
73.
Silver pants
Yeah.
McFuturama.
Do you mean Fist Rockbone?
No, I made up a better name.
Fist Rockbone. That is funny.
Oh my God.
I'm not even halfway down the
I
list.
know.
like,
You got a lot of work to do.
Hindsighters, Adam picked this. I'm blaming him.
Come on, you laughed.
I did.
And you're gonna need
You
it.
laughed.
You're gonna need it because you know what's next, right?
Oh God! I knew this day would finally come.
It's like Robin Williams in What Dreams May Come.
You know
The
what I'm
day
going to do
that
to
comes
you?
for all men has come for you.
Do you know what I'm going to do to you to make you cry? Once there was a story called You've Got Mail.
Oh, I like You've Got Mail.
God damn it. I'll figure something else out.
Look, you're not going to get me with a rom-com. I have a soft spot for rom-com.
Aww.
What was that one with Meg Ryan and Matthew Broderick and Paris?
That one I do not know.
Oh, crap.
I'll look it up.
Yeah, look it up. Good movie.
Matthew Broderick.
I think it was Matthew Broderick. Forget Paris.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Forget Paris. Yeah.
You already thought.
I was thinking.
When Harry Met Sally.
Casablanca.
Come on, I love When Harry Met Sally.
That's not Matthew Broderick.
No, Forget Paris was Matthew Broderick.
But he meant Harry Met Sally.
No, I was just talking about rom-coms. Just rom-coms in general. I like them. I got a soft spot for
But
them.
I just did my Annie, so why don't we rat you out a little bit, Jason? What'd you say? So if we're talking Community, which is a show that we love, you should really check it out sometime.
Get near the microphone.
So we love Community. Adam and I do.
Yeah.
It's a show we've recommended to Jason,
it's
and
overrated.
he just won't watch it. So I'm Annie. You're Abed, and who is Mr. Brown according to you?
Well, who do you think Mr. Brown is?
I'm Jeff Winger, of course.
Obviously,
Yes.
Jeff Winger.
What did you say?
I said Jeff Winger.
Oh, okay. I must have misunderstood.
You did not say Chevy Chase, did you?
Of course, I didn't say Chevy Chase. I
'Cause
can
I am
honestly,
thin. I'm
can
not a
say,
heavy man.
I can say with absolute, I will swear on a Bible,
Jeffrey.
a stack of Bibles, I did not say Chevy Chase.
He did not.
I know,
You're our
I'm
Jeff
kidding.
Winger. Don't worry.
All right, I'll take
Winger.
that. I like Winger.
I said Chang. No,
No, he said
okay.
Shirley.
I'm not as talented.
you're
I'm
Shirley.
not talented as Chen. I do like Shirley too.
I love Shirley. Okay, before we
wrap up.
bow
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, drop a few more names, wouldn't you?
I'm just going to go through the list here. Let's see. Stump Beef Knob, Smash Lamp Jaw, Punch Rock Groin, Buck
love you,
Plank Chest,
what
Stump
is it?
Chunk Man, Derek Hardpack, Rip Steak Face, Slate Slab Rock, Crump Bone Meal, Brick Hard Meat, Rip Slag Creek, Punch Side Iron, Gristle McThorn Body, Slate Fist Crunch, Buff Hard Body, Bob Johnson, Blast Thick Neck, Crunch Butt Steak, Slab Squat Thrust, Lump Beef Broth, Touch Rust Rod, Reef Blast Body, Big McLarge Huge, Smoke Man Muscle, Eric, Eat Beef Punch, Hack Blow Fist, and Roll Fizzle Bleef.
Nah, you did it. You did it. You did it in one
He
breath.
did the thing.
Yes.
He did.
And on that bombshell, bring us home.
Hindsighters.
I give it a 10.
I give it a 10 too.
It has to
made
be a 5.
it made Darth laugh.
Yeah.
That punched the meter high. I didn't know what to expect in terms of reaction, but I have to say I'm pleased.
Excellent.
Well, Hindsighters, this did make me laugh. So thank you for joining us for, what were some of the names again? Your
No.
Beefy McMahon Huge Time, your I Love You Fist Puncher Time, like whatever time that you joined us for. I Love You Fist Puncher. Are you sure Brota couldn't do your part?
Kick puncher.
Kick Puncher.
Kick puncher. His
Oh,
kicks have the powers of punch.
Okay, you know what? Maybe he has watched Community. So thank you for joining us for all of this over here with Mr. Brown, with his face being covered with creepy goggles.
He looks strangely Italian now. It's weird.
Well, that's why he's wearing a wife beater.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, see,
Underneath,
it
you guys
all,
got the
it
white
all
beater on, yeah.
ties together. Thank you for joining. All right, once again, thank you for joining us for all of your weird name times, your mutiny in space times, your wife beater times, your silver pants times, your aerobic, outfit times from the 80s. We appreciate it. This has been Darth, Adam, and Jason. This is Hindsight, and good night.